Well, I'm really looking forward to today's session. We're going to do some really, really powerful healing and resetting of your second energy center, which is our second chakra, which is a really, really important chakra. Well, they're all really important. And I'll talk about in a few minutes what makes it so important. So for those of you that are new to these sessions, they're every Thursday at 12:05 Pacific time, which is California, Los Angeles, San Francisco. Oh, great. Wonderful to see all the highs and the little comments and likes. I love that. And I'm Art Giser, the creator of Energetic NLP. And Energetic NLP combines NLP, or Neuro-Linguistic Programming, which is a really powerful system for really rapid personal change. And I've been a trainer in that field since 1985. I studied with all the developers. I combine it with spiritual principles, transformative energy work, intuition development, and all of that together makes Energetic NLP. And there's a term I'll keep using, so let me introduce it now. And it's called your miraculous self. Your miraculous self. And it's when your inner wisdom and spirit are aligned in guiding and supporting you and living a miraculous life. And the goal in Energetic NLP is to live a more and more miraculous life. And your miraculous self, people often confuse it with their high selves. High selves is something different. Your high self just exists. It just is. Your miraculous self, or sometimes we just call it an M for short. So if I say M, I mean your miraculous self. I mean your inner wisdom and spirit being aligned and working together. It's something that may not exist at all for you. It exists somewhat for a lot of people, but it's kind of like a muscle people have never used. So it's this weak little thing, and we want to give you energetic steroids. Maybe that's not a good comparison. So you can have a really powerful, miraculous self. So it's something you create and make stronger. And something I noticed years ago in working with people is when I'd be working with them, very often the goals and agenda of their spirit and the goals and agenda of their inner wisdom were not aligned. I mean, people often go, well, aren't they automatically aligned? And the answer is no. What I'm calling your inner wisdom is your human inner wisdom. So it is the wise part of you, and it's very human, very in touch with your day-to-day, minute-to-minute life. Your spirit, I'm using that term to refer to your vaster self, the vaster being that you as a human being are an embodiment of. And your spirit loves and cares about your human personality and your human life. And it sees the big picture. It sees how everything fits together on a spiritual path. And it sees a lot of legitimate spiritual paths for you. So some of those legitimate paths are not going to be what you consciously want. But your spirit will go, it's very much like this perfect parent will go, if that's what you want, I'll support you in creating it, because that's a valid spiritual path. Disease is a valid spiritual path. Health is a valid spiritual path. Wonderful love and friendships is a valid spiritual path. Feeling lonely is a valid spiritual path. Abundance and lack, all of these are valid spiritual paths. And when your inner wisdom and your spirit are aligned, when you have this miraculous self, they're informing each other, and your inner wisdom can go to your spirit. Well, I know that this is a valid spiritual path. And is there a way for me to be on my spiritual path that's more joyful, more abundant, where I contribute more to the world and I'm happier and satisfied and healthier? So in Energetic NLP, we're always going to ask you to put your miraculous self in charge of what happens for you. So to put your miraculous self in charge of what happens for you. Not what I think you should need and not what you consciously think you need. So in these sessions, my job is to get the energy running for you. And one of the things I specialize in is remote energy work. And that's something everybody can do. In my training programs, I teach people to do it. It's a normal human ability. It's not something that just certain people were born with that ability. Everybody has that ability sleeping within them. And in programs, like discover your miraculous abilities that I will mention later, we wake that up in people. So remote energy work, again, it's something that's easy to do. In fact, the hardest thing about it is letting it be easy. Oh, and sunny North Wales, love Wales, especially when it's sunny. And it's actually kind of a somewhat cloudy day here in Southern California, but beautiful. And when you put your miraculous self in charge, you don't have to figure out what will happen. So when we start working on your second chakra in just a few minutes, I'll ask you to put your miraculous self in charge. So my job is to bring in a whole symphony of energies. Your job is to get out of the way and put your own miraculous self in charge of what gets cleared, what gets healed, what gets strengthened, what gets opened up. Again, what blocks you, the goal is always to clear what blocks you, to clear energies that aren't authentically yours or aren't in present time, and to open up these innate miraculous abilities that we all have. And you have incredible abilities in your second chakra. And I'll mention a couple of those right now, a little bit about that right now. So this is a quote from I should back this up. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, hopefully you can read that. This is, I'm going to read it anyways. But to quote the Chopra Center site, which is a really nice site, a balanced second chakra leads to feelings of wellness, abundance, pleasure, and joy. When this chakra is out of balance, a person may experience emotional instability, fear of change, sexual dysfunction, depression, or addictions. And they don't mention that clearly in that quote. Your second chakra has a lot to do with creativity. So if you're blocked in your creativity, or if your creativity just flows, and you've all had that experience when it just flows, and other times when you're overthinking and over-analytical and it's blocked. So it has to do, your second chakra is vital for creativity, sensuality, emotional health, and sexuality. And so what are some of the symptoms that would let you know that your second chakra is a little out of balance, out of whack, if you want to put it that way. And it's normal for it to be out of whack. So there's nothing wrong with that. And if you think, when I show these symptoms, if you don't have any of them, that's fine. You can just go for improving. So some of the things that are indications of problems with the second chakra: creative blocks, analysis paralysis, where you overthink everything, difficulty expressing your feelings or difficulty doing it well. You know, there's a lot of people, I always love when people go, well, I'm so proud of myself. I expressed what I'm feeling, but they did it in a way that was really not good for other people. So we want you to be able to do both, express your feelings and do it well. A lot of fatigue has to do with problems with the second chakra. I mean, and it can be problems other places, and it can be a purely physical problem. But the second chakra is one of the places that has to do with fatigue. If you're too emotional, or you're emotionally cold, distant, numb. Yeah, that's a little better. It says additions. I was supposed to say addictions to what gives you pleasure. Addictions to what gives you pleasure. It can show up as lower back, kidney, or stomach issues, being sexually frigid, having a low or non-existent libido, or overactive sexuality. And it can be related to reproductive problems. So obviously it's doing a lot. And one of the key concepts in energetic NLP is something we call whole being permission. And that's, to go into it thoroughly is way beyond what we can do right now, but it's important that people are aware of the concept, because people often beat themselves up for where they're not manifesting what they want in their life, or where they don't feel authentic, or when they've worked on something and it's not working well. And we're going to do a little bit with, we always do a little bit with whole being permission, but it's really important to be aware of it. So one of the things I realized working with people years ago is often the reason that they either couldn't manifest something or they'd manifest it, but they couldn't hold it. You know, like things start to work and then they collapse, or they work, but then it gets taken apart. Well, that's usually because the different aspects of yourself are not aligned. And some of the major aspects of yourself are your spirit, your soul, and we don't have time today for me to talk about the difference between your spirit and your soul, but it's really a critical, important thing to learn. And one of the future Facebook Lives, I'll spend just talking about that, working with that. Your conscious mind, your unconscious mind, and all of the blocks you can have there. Your body has its own agenda. And all of that is caged or uncaged by your karma and what are called spiritual contracts. And spiritual contracts are agreements you've made on the level of your personality, your soul, or your spirit that are limiting what's possible for you in this life. So karma and spiritual contracts create cages or boundaries within which you live your life. And that's not bad or wrong. That's the normal human condition. What's possible through energetic NLP and other ways is to keep opening the cages. So more and more and more is possible for you. Okay. So everybody take an easy, deep breath. So right now, we can start with conscious whole being permission. And you as a sentient being, you have a right to make choices in your life. So if you want right now, and I strongly suggest it, go, I'm choosing to have a strong, miraculous self. I'm choosing to have my inner wisdom and my spirit closely aligned and working together to guide me in life, to support me, to create synchronicities, and to help me manifest. And you don't have to remember all that. If it sounded good to you, if it felt right, just in your mind go, yes, I want that. That's my intention right now, to create or strengthen my miraculous self. And also go, I'm giving 100% permission for that to happen right now. And I'm giving my miraculous self 100% permission to be in charge of what happens for me during this session. So I'm giving my miraculous self 100% permission to be in charge of what happens for me during this session. And your miraculous self will always make better decisions than you would consciously make, as good as or better. Usually much better. Because your miraculous self, remember, is your spirit and your inner wisdom. It knows everything about your energy field and how it works and what's working and what's not working. A couple of other things. If you're driving, don't listen to this while you're driving. The energies that are starting to come in now are meant to get you to go inward and to make deep changes. You don't want to be going inward when you're driving. So if you're driving, turn this off. It's recorded. It will be on this Facebook page. You can watch it later. And for all of you, all of these Facebook Lives, you can watch them later, because each time you do it, you'll take it further. You can only do so much at one time without overwhelming your energy system and throwing yourself into what's called a healing crisis. So your miraculous self knows whatever's the right amount for right now, and then you can come back in the future and do it again if you want to. So take a couple easy deep breaths. And the actual work's going to be really simple. We've set everything up. Now you just get to relax and let the process happen. And there's two ways, if you want to defeat this process and not get much out of it, there's two ways to do it. One is to have strong expectations of how this is supposed to work. So some people, I'm supposed to feel this, or I'm supposed to think this, I'm supposed to have profound thoughts, supposed to. And then they get so hung up in that, they block what's really going on. It doesn't matter if you feel these energies or don't feel them. It'll work either way if you've given permission. It doesn't matter if you have mundane thoughts, if you think about your laundry, or if you're seeing glowing angels. It will work either way. It's more fun maybe to have the profound thoughts, but it works either way. Some of the most incredible healing work that's ever been done on me, I was having the most mundane, silly thoughts. And other times I was having very profound thoughts, and the work was just okay. So they're just not connected. So the point of this is let yourself have whatever experience you're having. If you feel it, fine. If you don't feel it, fine. If you have profound thoughts, fine. If you don't have profound thoughts, fine. You may temporarily feel physical or emotional discomfort, and that's blocks moving out. Sometimes people experience that as discomfort temporarily. You may get really sleepy. A lot of you will go into kind of an altered state, and that's great. So at the end of this, if you don't remember anything I said, that's great. That means you just sort of went into an altered space and let the work happen. Remember, you can listen to it later so you can find out exactly what I said. The other way you can defeat it is if you're judging whether you're doing it right or it's the right way to do it, or, yeah. So again, just let yourself have whatever experience you're having. You'll know over the coming days what did or didn't happen. Okay, all that's out of the way. So the actual energy part's simple. Take a couple easy deep breaths. And let me mention something now before people get spacey. Facebook looks at how many, if there are comments, if people do the likes and the hearts. So it's a great benefit to me and to these sessions if you do likes or hearts or you put in comments either now or at the end. Because what will happen is Facebook analyzes that and they go, oh, if people interact, it means this is engaging, this is important. And then they'll just organically show it to other people that are interested in spirituality, energy work, personal change. So they'll spread it out. So that's how they do it. Okay, easy deep breaths. Now you get to just relax. We're working on the second energy center, and I haven't mentioned yet. You can think of it as being a few finger widths, a few inches, forget that what it is in centimeters. But if you take like about 3 fingers, the center of your second energy center is about that far below your navel. But again, you don't have to worry about that. Your miraculous self will figure it out. The other thing to be aware of is the energy is going to work all over your body and energy field. Every part of your energy system is connected to every other part. So you may be having problems in your second chakra, but maybe there's something going on in the chakras in your head or your crown chakra or your throat or your heart or your solar plexus or the base of your spine or the chakras in your legs, feet, arms, the chakras above your head. There's numerous chakras in the body I haven't mentioned, the chakras below your feet. All of them can be affecting your second energy center. So if you're feeling energy in different places, that's totally fine. Okay. And it helps if you relax your jaw and your tongue. Relax that space between your eyebrows. Wiggle your toes and let your feet relax. Wiggle your fingers, let your hands relax. Let your shoulders know they can relax. And remember, we're working on more than this, but we're working on your opening up your creativity, your emotional mastery, your sensuality, your sexuality. You're getting them wherever your miraculous self wants those to be. Working on various aspects of your health. Releasing some of the energy behind any kind of addictive behaviors or overeating or anything you do to give yourself pleasure that isn't really working for you. So you come to a nice balance, whatever that is for you. Easy deep breaths. We're also releasing some of the causes of fatigue, lower back, kidney, or stomach problems. If you're emotionally blocked, we're helping to open that up. If you have difficulty expressing what you're really feeling or doing that well, opening up those abilities. If you have reproductive problems, we're working on healing those. And Stephen, that's obviously off what we're working with today, but I can help you a bit with that too. Easy deep breaths. And the qualities of the energy will keep changing. And you may or may not notice that. If you do, enjoy it. And if you don't, it doesn't matter. It's a learnable skill. And a lot of the energies I'm working with are very high frequency. So even people who've done a lot of energy work may or may not notice it. It's fine either way. We're working with also very close to physical energies and energies that are connected with elemental forces and Davic forces and much, much more. For a number of you, the energy is also working on your heart energy center in the center of your chest, working on your ability to receive. Because the heart has to do with giving, it also has to do with receiving. Easy deep breaths. And it's something we'll talk about more in another session, but any emotions that you have too often or you don't handle them well when you do have them, there's a 95 at least percent chance, 99% really, that a lot of the energy of that emotion isn't just your energy, that you're running a lot of other people's energies of emotions, because we can take those into our energy field and store them. So right now we're clearing some of those out, and we'll do a session in the future where we'll work more on that and work on that a lot in the programs. But just give permission for other people's emotional energy to leave your energy field. It doesn't have to go back to them. It can go into the earth, and the earth can recycle it. Easy deep breaths. And just imagine your creativity, your creative energy is being enhanced by universal creative energies, whichever ones your miraculous self wants, so that whenever you're creative, you're not just using your own creative energies, you're drawing upon earth and universal creative energies, and giving your miraculous self permission to choose which ones to call upon. Because creativity isn't something that's just from the inside. It's a dance between your internal creativity and universal and earth creativities. It's why so many religions had gods of creativity, or the Greeks talked about the muses, who are the ones who worked with you to create and inspire. It's because they had a way that they made up stories around it, but they recognized creativity was both from the inside and something that came in and joined your inside to make it even better. Okay, we're going to let the energy start to wind down. And energetic NLP processes don't end when the processes end. You will keep processing these energies and what we've done for at least days. And that's a really good thing. And I'll talk more about that in a moment, but we're going to bring in energies now that are energies that will help you process what you did and integrate it into your personality and into your energy field. So give permission now for these energies to help you integrate and process. Just let those flow in now. And they'll keep flowing in. Put your miraculous self in charge. They'll keep flowing in over the next few days, so you keep processing, keep integrating. And I'm going to suggest to your unconscious minds and your miraculous selves that tonight and for the next 3 nights, a portion of the time when you're sleeping, not all night, but a portion of the time when you're sleeping, your unconscious mind and your miraculous self will review what we did in this session. They will infuse it with your inner wisdom. They'll infuse it with your spiritual information. They'll make it richer and deeper, higher, wider, more multidimensional, and especially more automatically integrated into your life. And that can happen easily, naturally, while you sleep soundly and deeply, that it gets enhanced and automatically integrated into your life. So that can happen tonight and for the next few nights, next 3 nights. And when you do energy work, other people unconsciously or consciously recognize there's something different about you. And even though it's something positive, it kind of throws them off a little bit. So what we do in energetic NLP is ask your miraculous self to send out spiritual emails to everybody in your life, including your pets, plants, but to everybody in your life. And these spiritual emails are just going, this is my new energy address, just like you're changing your email address. This is my new energy address. This is where you'll find me. That old one doesn't work anymore. This is the new one. So when you see this, you'll recognize this and be comfortable with it. So let those emails go out now, those spiritual emails. And give the earth permission now to ground your authentic energy into your body. And give your miraculous self permission now to pull your energy out of everybody else's space, particularly mine, who's participated in this, even if they're listening as a recording. So ask your miraculous self to retrieve all of your energy, and I'll pull my energy out of your space. And ask your miraculous self to fill you up with more of your authentic energy, more of your true essence, and earth and universal energies that will support you. So just give your miraculous self 100% permission now to pull in more of your authentic energy, filling up your body and your energy field, which is in and around your body. And it can also bring in earth and universal energies that support you and nurture you and help you manifest. Give the earth permission to ground you into your body, but to ground only your authentic energy into your body, not any of the other energy into your energy field. Take an easy, deep breath. Let's bring in a lot of sparkling energy. Stomp your feet, pat your body. And if you can bear with me just a couple more minutes, I'm going to make a couple of quick announcements that I think are really, really important. And I'm going to put something in the comment box now. Where'd it go? And a link here. This is a real special offer. It is very time limited. So once a year, hang on. A little problem with my keyboard. Okay, I just put it in the comments. And if you're on my mailing list, you'll get look for an email real soon, or I will put it also on this Facebook page. So once a year, I do a 3-day energetic NLP program called Discover Your Miraculous Abilities. Discover Your Miraculous Abilities. And in it, everybody will get an incredible energy healing and clearing. And will open up your abilities to work with earth and universal energies. So by the end of the 3 days, you'll be able to do transformative energy work with yourself or others. If you already do energy work, you'll really enhance what you've done. And if you're a newbie, you'll be amazed at what you can do. You'll be able to do miraculous things by the end of the 3 days. And I love this program. I only offer it once a year. It'll be May 4th, 5th, and 6th in Los Angeles. If you use the link that I just put in there, and then if you decide that you want to sign up, when you decide that, there's a coupon code box, and you put in Superbird. It's a super early bird price, and you get like a 86% discount, which means it's like $250 for a 3-day program, and that price is going to be going up very soon. That's just a way to reward the people that are really, really motivated and excited about this. Uh, Last year, he says modestly, we got rave reviews. People loved it. It's at a beautiful hotel here in a part of Los Angeles called Century City. And if you want to spend some extra days, not too far from the beach, 20 minutes. In fact, some people stayed at the beach. You know, they got Airbnbs or hotels by the beach and just came in each day. Like I say, it's about 20 minutes. Anyways, I'm not going to take a lot of time to talk about it. I am going to be doing some webinars where I'll talk about it, so watch for that. And but there's a lot of explanation on the webpage. The ENLP, so the webpage is www.enlp for energetic NLP 2019. So enlp2019.com, and the code again is Superbird, and it doesn't matter if it caps or small; it automatically makes it caps. So if you feel drawn to it, I'd love to see you in person. Or it's going to be really powerful because each day builds on the next. And by the third day, it's just, well, actually, a ton happens the first day, but each day is like a quantum leap over the day before. So it's all I'm going to say about that for now. Thank you for being part of this. If you haven't commented, please do. Again, Facebook. The gold standard in Facebook is if somebody comments, and then they also love the stars and the smiles and the hearts, but the comments again are what let them know that people are engaged, and then they'll show this to other people. So love you all. Thank you very, very much. And let me just say to your M's and your unconscious mind, if you're doing anything after this that requires safety, I want your unconscious mind and your miraculous self to make sure you're naturally safe, naturally alert. And then tonight when you're sleeping, then you can turn the processing back up. Okay, thank you. And if you're not on my mailing list, go to, please get on it on my website, which is enlp7.com. So thank you all so much. See you next week. Oh, and tell other people about these, please. Bye.